place some actions, institutions, people that give us comfort when we're in pain. For some of us, our river was Judy, mother, grandmother, wife. When we were hurting, it was to her banks we returned. We now find ourselves in a strange new place. Our river is gone, and its absence is what hurts. So we brought our hurt here instead, to a beach my mother loved. It isn't a literal river, but it was a place to which she'd return, even in memory, when she hurt. My mother knew more about hurting and rivers than anyone I've ever known. She knew more about hurting and rivers than any person ever ought to. It is a kindness now to think of her free of the pain that troubled the last decade and more of her life. Even she herself sometimes hoped for the final moment that would take her pain away. But pain was not all she was. She was still a person who throughout her years took such joy from life. She found consolation in so many ways. Murder mysteries on TV and in books. In the lovely endurance of the antiques she collected and arranged throughout her house. In movie theaters, where she'd sit in the dark in the company of her grandchildren, watching cartoons and laughing. In afternoons with her daughter having lunch. In a kiss from her husband. In a Diet Coke that had too much ice or not enough. In the color blue and in Montana sapphires. In the phone calls and letters and emails from people who loved her, many of whom are here. We all knew her laugh, big and rambunctious, often loudest at herself. When fretting to Susan one day that she couldn't get an arrangement of knickknacks just the way she wanted, Susan said, "Don't worry, you'll rearrange them all next week." And when Mom retold this story in a letter to me, she added, "Am I predictable or what?" We won't hear that laugh anymore. Now some quality of life has changed. There was before, when she was alive. Now it's after. We can't describe the difference except by her absence. And even that doesn't describe the change. It might be a change in its depth and significance, like that my mother felt. "52 years ago today, when she gave birth to me, her first child." When we're at the restaurant, you'll see a photo of her there, as the nurse hands an infant B to her for the first time. She's only 21, but imagine the change. She's 21 years old, and she's accepting her first child into her arms, and she has no idea of all of the life that's coming to her. In Connecticut, Vermont, far out west to Arizona, and then, who would have thought it, to Texas. She doesn't know in that photo that 2 more children are coming. that we'll all grow up and marry, that she'll end up with a grandson who can twirl a drill rifle like nobody's business, and a granddaughter who dribbles a basketball better than anyone in the family, even her dad. She's 21, Judy is in that photo, and everything for her has changed and will change, and she has no idea how. Which is where we find ourselves now, as we gather here to set a small part of her loose on this beach. We know everything has changed, even if we don't yet know how. At the end of Miłosz's poem, he makes a request. It seems meaningful to me as we prepare to give a little of Judy back to the universe. Send your second soul beyond the mountain, he writes, beyond time. Tell me what you saw. I will wait.
My mother taught me how to make hospital corners on beds, my grandmother's meatloaf, and undeniably the best chocolate chip cookies anywhere. She taught me how to sew a button, frost a cake, set a table, and how to clean a house from top to bottom. She also taught me how to be a good host, how to greet people warmly. She taught me how to smile big, laugh loud, and hug tightly. My mother taught me to love all varieties of music, to appreciate all things antique, and the importance of cultivating friendships. She taught me how to be a loyal friend and a loving cousin, niece, aunt, daughter, and wife. I hope one day to get the chance to be the embracing, accepting mother-in-law and doting, proud grandmother that she also demonstrated to be. When Michael decided it was time for him to leave home and live on his own, she taught me how to love your child and how to let them go. I still haven't mastered this yet. Ryan can attest to that. When I watched her tirelessly research the best programs for Paul, with years of long nights over books at the kitchen table, she taught me the lengths a great mother will go to give her child every possible opportunity to help them succeed. And when she finally gave in on making me wear dresses, she taught me the importance of listening and hearing the pleas of your child and to let them be who they are. She taught all of us that it was okay to fail as long as we tried our best. Through all of our broken bones, stitches, surgeries, and illnesses, and we had a lot, she taught me not only what it meant, but how to care for someone who was ailing. When she herself first felt pain in her body and was repeatedly told there was nothing to be found, she taught me to be steadfast and diligent and to never give up for the discovery that you know to be true. She taught me how to laugh at myself and helped me accept that it's okay to be imperfect. My mother taught me how to be tough, and she taught me when to be tender. She taught me it's okay to cry at Budweiser Christmas Clydesdale commercials. And she showed me her love of family was bigger than her greatest fear of flying. And each time she boarded a plane, she taught me the importance of facing your fears. My mother taught me how to make the holiday special with carefully placed decor, oversized refrigerator calendars, meals prepared with love, and with traditions built up over the years. She taught me that any household chore could be made better if you do it while listening to the Mamas and Papas, Simon and Garfunkel, or Neil Diamond. Most of all, she taught me what it is to know and feel a mother's love. But what she didn't teach me was how to exist in a world without her, how to not miss her so badly each day, Those are things I will have to learn on my own. So now today, I wear her rings, and I display decor that she loved. But these things, all of these things that she taught me, these are the things I will continue to carry forever.
Oh, thank you, sweet.
That was lovely.
So what we'd like to do now is observe a moment of silence. After that, my father's going to put some of Mom's ashes in the water. And then we hope anyone who wants to say something will. And anyone who'd like to take a small handful of ashes for the water is also welcome to do that.